Hey guys, it is time to make tinctures at my house. So this tincture that we're almost out of, that it's time to make the fresh one of, is one that I call Power Play. And I came up with this combination because my husband travels for work. And so instead of him having to carry multiple little bottles and things like that, I decided to put everything into one tincture for him. Um, this one is put together with expressly the intent to reduce inflammation and lower the blood sugar in his blood. And then also, same goes with that, but to increase insulin sensitivity. So that played into why I chose the herbs that I did. And the concept that I'm doing here can be applied to any herbs for any tincture. It's one of those things where it's it's funny to us, it's bizarre, it doesn't fit. We think that there's going to be a set of rules for every single type of herb, and it's not really the way. There are methods to it, and once you learn the method, you apply it to every herb and every medicine that you want to make. So, and on this note, this is what I do for my family. This is what I have found that works. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not diagnosing, and I'm not prescribing. I'm just sharing for information purposes what I do in hopes that you will find your own way with herbs and make it to where you live a better life. So, with this one, I'm using a big jar. You don't have to use a big jar. You can use a small jar. You can use a jar for whatever you have. This tincture has 7 herbs in it, so it's going to take a big jar to get all the 7 herbs in. So it's going to be a pretty concentrated amount when I get done. But if you were making it at home, picture your jar divided into 4 parts, and you're going to fill this much up with the herb matter, and then you'll cover it in the liquid. I'm using apple cider vinegar today. Again, this has to do with what works for my husband's job and his travel. You can use vinegar, or you can use any type of alcohol such as vodka or gin, as long as it is at least 40% alcohol content. It takes that kind of alcohol content to extract the herb matter, the medicinal properties from the herb matter. So that's why it matters with that. So the apple cider vinegar, if you're using vinegar, make sure it's a good vinegar for consumption. Those big jugs of distilled white vinegar that you find on the shelves in the grocery store, the process that they make that vinegar with is not good for ingesting. So you don't want to do that. So get your jar, and then you get your herb matter. Okay, so for this one, first herb that goes in is the Chambers bitter. Chambers bitter is actually an invasive weed. Um, but you'll find through history, through herbal things, a lot of plants deemed weeds are actually really powerful um, herbs. So Chambers bitter, that's one that I put in specifically for lowering the blood sugar and improving the urinary tract function. And then I have another weed, which is dandelion. And I have already kind of prepped these, chopped them a little bit, and we're just going to put them in. With dandelion, you can use the whole plant, roots, stems, flowers, green parts. So dandelion is also really great for pretty much everything. And then we've got rosemary. We've got lemon balm. I like lemon balm because it's a nervine. It helps calm the system. If you have anxiety, it's a good one to make a tea out of. It's also good for immune boosting. Another reason why I include it in this tincture for my husband is because he does travel a lot. He does encounter a lot of people out and about. And so we include the lemon balm as an immune booster. And then we have Tulsi. Tulsi is an absolutely powerful herb that's good for all the systems of the body, also called holy basil. When you're making a tincture, you can use the stems. There's nothing wrong with the stems when you're using the aerial parts of an herb. A lot of times when we're cooking, you don't want the stem because it's very, obviously, it's a stem. It's going to be a stick whenever you get the thing stripped off. So it's not really palatable if you have it in your soup or in your dishes. But in the tinctures, it's just fine. And then this is oregano. Oregano is another one of those herbs that antimicrobial, antiviral, boosts the immune system, can help rid the body of parasites. And just about all of these herbs have some form of anti-inflammatory properties. And that's one reason why we're including now the ginger, is because this is for inflammation, to reduce inflammation. It's also wonderful for your gut. All the bitters are good for your guts, which includes apple cider vinegar. That's one reason why I also like using apple cider vinegar, is because you get the additional medicinal benefits of the apple cider vinegar. Now again, this jar is very full. You would not have to use this much herb to make a tincture. This will be a very concentrated tincture when I'm done. So here we are. And that, my friends, is how it's done. It's that kind of simple. So this is going to sit for 6 weeks. I'm going to put a lid on it, obviously, put a lid on it. And then I'm going to give it a shake every few days. Now, a lot of the herbs that I used were dry. So I'm going to check on this in 24 hours. And if these herbs have absorbed enough of the liquid that it's reduced it to where herb matter, some of the product, is above the liquid line, I'm going to add more vinegar until it's all submerged. And so that is how you do it. It's very simple. Making tinctures are not complicated. Okay, so now that your tincture has steeped for 6 weeks and you're ready to strain it, here's what you do. You get a strainer and you get an empty jar. Not a lot of expensive equipment is needed. You know, you don't have to grow all the herbs yourself. You can buy them. You can buy them from a good online source. You can buy them from a local farmer. You don't have to grow all of them yourself. However, it's not hard to grow herbs even if all you have is a container. You can grow a handful of herbs that will really change your life. So I've got this particular tincture is wild dega. It's a natural painkiller, and so we're going to strain it. Sometimes get a little messy. That's it. Just let it sit here for a second till this all gets out. Okay, so there's the empty jar. That's the herb matter that's left behind. This is going to go to the compost pile or to the chickens. I don't know what you have at your house. If you don't have any livestock that will eat it for you, or you don't need a compost pile, then you just toss it. It's done. And so put the lid back on, and there you are. And what's neat is that the blossoms from the dega were orange, and the vodka was clear, obviously, and now it's a pretty orange color. Isn't that lovely? So with all tinctures, a dose is a 1/4 teaspoon. That's what we use at our house. And you can take it up to 4 or 5 times a day, depending on what's going on with you. If you're sick, if you're actually sick and have a problem, you're probably going to want to take it 4 to 5 times a day because it's natural. It doesn't stay in your body. It's not a slow release type thing. It uses it, and it moves on with it. So take it more frequently if you're actually sick. If you're just needing a little maintenance, once a day or twice a day for however many days you need to take it. each herb is going to be a little bit different in how long you can take it. So you need to do your own research and know what you're dealing with. But a quarter teaspoon is considered the basic um, dose. Sorry, went blank there for a second. Quarter teaspoon is the basic dose. That's where you start. And then also when it comes to herbs, your body is a biochemical machine. It will react differently to herbs than some people's will. So sometimes if one herb doesn't do it for you, try a different one. Or if one was too strong, try a different one. And not everyone will be the same. So there you are.